I'm back at my house in the woods. Had to come back a little bit earlier than I thought I would because I've had some security issues going on. One of my surveillance devices alerted me that someone was attempting to break in. So I had my nephew and my brother come out to actually repair some things. So I decided to go ahead and come back out so I can fully address the situation. Of course, upon getting here, everything was good. They didn't get in thus far. But once I got in and looked around, I saw that my chimney had been leaking. Now, the reason for that is, of course, I have an idea, and before I thought I had it remedied, but I don't know that that was quite it. So, what I did the last time is that since I was going to be here and I was here while it was raining, everything was good. So, when I left, I took a plastic bag and I put it over the top of the chimney because my thought was that since it rains so hard and so violently out here sometimes, the rain seems like it's coming at a 45-degree angle almost, so that it gets in and under the protection because it does have a hood on it and everything, or the top of it. So I thought that maybe the rain was being so hard and violent that it was getting underneath. So I did put a bag on it, and when I actually was away and came back, there was no rain. So I thought I solved my issue. So what I will do is I'm going to probably put another bag up there. I'm going to be staying here for a few days. So I'm thinking I may just go ahead and use my wood burning stove because it's cold. Last night, I wasn't out here last night, but it got down to the 30s. And to me, that's pretty cold. I need some heat. I need some good wood burning heat, or heat from a wood burning stove. So what I may do is just go ahead and do that until I get ready to go. Once I get ready to get out of here, I'll go ahead and probably put some more plastic up there, some thicker stuff, and then the only way I can monitor it is when I come back. So hopefully, if nothing is going on or it's not raining in there, when I come back, everything will be great and I can carry on. But I'll still need to rig up something to go over the chimney that will keep the rain from coming in the sides. So that's going to be a little interesting because I got to do a little invention or something so that I don't get that thing going on. So hang on with me. I'm going to actually show you guys a little bit on the inside of what I'm talking about as far as the water, if it's not too dark. I haven't put on any lights or anything in there, so it may be just a little bit dark. So just bear with me. If you can't see it, then we'll work that out some kind of way. So anyway, hang on with me and I will take you inside. I haven't brought my steps out, so I'm doing my little workaround here where I step up on the stool onto the tailgate and going inside. Actually, 1 second, I need to take off my neutral density filter. Okay, now that my neutral density filter is off, I will bring you in. And still, it's a little dark. I'm going to turn on my headlamp. Okay, there's a little bit more light. So, this is where the water came down. As you can see, I have some paper towels in here blotting things up. And here is where the stove used to sit. And here it is right here. I moved it to the side. So, and this is my chimney area there. So I'm going to leave it like this for the next day or so. I have to go and do some, I guess you could say, some invention or something, because I got to figure out a little bit more of a security method here. And here is the other side of the wall. I cleaned all this stuff up here. So hopefully it'll dry out soon. It's actually doing pretty good now. And this rain, I guess, happened just a couple days ago because it's still freshly wet and it's laying on top of the floor as opposed to have gone in. So I'm going to leave those down so it can dry up, and then I'm going to put the stove back together, get all that stuff set up, and then I'll just have to deal with some of that stuff a little bit later. So back to the security issue of people trying to get in. I've been wanting to do a little bit more of a thorough security measure around here, but I just haven't had a chance to since everything else was going on, and I'm getting to it now. Unfortunately, it took this to get to it, but there's nothing in here to take. But still, I'm not real keen on people being in my house. So anyway, hold on for 1 second. Let me get back outside. Okay, you saw the inside of the mess that was created by the water. So I'm going to get off this camera and get back to it and try and get something going on as far as security. So stay tuned, and I'll show you what I come up with. I'm not entirely sure what that's going to be just yet, but I'm going to get something going because that's why I came down here earlier than I had planned to take care of that. So that's what I have to do. So stay tuned, and you'll be able to check it out. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Since I was going to be out here for a little bit, I thought I'd go ahead and set up some solar, because when I came in to use my DeWalt drill, my battery power was pretty low, so I didn't charge while I was at my brother's place. So I figured I'd go ahead and set up the solar to charge one of the batteries and charge my DeWalt battery drill. So I was able to find a bit of sun, although it's kind of closing in on me now, because at first the solar was over here, but then of course the shade encroached on me, so I moved it over. So this should last a little while, at least until I get ready to leave. Then I'll go ahead and put everything away. So that's what we have there. So I'm going to go ahead and go up top and make some repairs on the chimney. I'm going to be attaching some of this here on top of the plastic I have up there already, just as a stopgap measure until I can actually see if that is the entire problem, because I think it is. So I'll just have to deal with that a little bit later in the week, because right now the security issue is the big thing. So that's what I'll be doing. So just hold on, and I will be right back. So this is what we're working with right here. As you can see, the bag I put up here has probably dry rotted and the rest of it from the sun. So what's going on is the rain is getting in here, and I think it's splashing right up in here so that it goes in and under. So that's the thing that I'm going to have to deal with. But what I'll do is go ahead and attach some more plastic over the top of this until the next day or so, until I get back out here. And by that time, I'm sure it will have rained, because there are more storms coming in. So we'll see if that does the trick, me putting some more layers of plastic on it where there are no holes in it. But I think that is the problem that I'm dealing with here. So hopefully that will be it, and it'll be all fixed. If not, I'm going to have to rig up something, because the rain comes in from this side, from this direction. So that would be like a south, kind of a southeast, I believe it is, or something like that. But whatever the direction, it's coming from this way. So that's what I need to look at fixing for right now. So that's what's going to happen right now, and I'll see what it's going to be like in a couple days. Okay, I got my Osmo rigged up on the roof here so I could kind of just show you what a little bit, so that I could show you a little bit of what I'm doing here. Hopefully it'll continue to stand. So I have a little plastic that I had downstairs, so it's probably not in the best of condition, but it should work out okay. Of course, it was outside, so it's got water on it also, but I'm thinking it should be okay. So I'm going to cut a big chunk of it and put that on it with tape. Hopefully it's not too wet, and the tape will stick. So one of the things that I always have to remember in building the way I have been, and it being a long way from where I am every day, things do come up. This is one of those things. That need to be dealt with, so it's just how it goes. So I think I'm going to do something like this. This is not going to be a permanent situation. I just want to make sure that no water's getting inside. So I'm going to keep it pretty loose this time. Hopefully the rain will not harm it, and it won't get punctured by the chimney itself, because that's pretty much what happened before, is that the wind was blowing it around, is what I'm thinking, and the piece of sharp metal on the top of the chimney just kind of punctured it. And with it being up here in the sun, and the sun really kills plastic pretty quickly. So I'm going to try this little remedy here. Oh, no. Oh, look at that. Well, my tape is gone. So now I'll be back. I have to go find my tape, because I can't finish without that. Okay, I got it. It wasn't too bad. It's funny how when I'm out here, I kind of act and do things a little differently, because when this tape went down to the ground level, I saw it and I was thinking, oh, there it is. I started to reach for it, and I said, oh, let me make sure there's nothing around here. Because that's one of the things you learn when you're in the woods and places where there are varmints and critters and things like that, is that you always make sure there's nothing crawling around before you reach your hand into some place that you can't always see. So that is something I constantly think about out here. And then of course, since I'm out here by myself 99% of the time, I have to be extra careful anyway because I can't afford any accidents. So I always smile to myself when I think about those kind of things that I have to constantly remember to do, just because it's that kind of a situation. But it's always good to remember that, though. Less problems to be had. So that's looking pretty good there. So like I said, I'm going to make this loose and I'll just attach it to the braces for the chimney because I don't want to tighten it down too much to make it secure, because I'll be back out here and I will possibly be spending the night maybe, and I'm going to put the wood burning I'm going to put the wood burning stove back into position so that I can use it while I'm here, because I'm almost 100% sure it's going to get down to at least 30 pretty much every night that I'm out here. And keep in mind that there's no insulation or anything on the wall, so it's pretty much the same temperature inside that it is outside, since there's no insulation or drywall or anything just yet. Hopefully that's coming, because my thought is that I want to be able to have this place close to being done by the end of this year, or about this time next year, one or the other, because there's some other projects I need to get started on. So having this project finished up is going to be a good thing. That's going to make sure that I'm able to actually get started on those other projects without any delay or too much delay. So hopefully the wind doesn't get underneath here and do some crazy things to it before I get a chance to come back and see if it's worked or it doesn't work or whatever. Now, if rain gets underneath this, I don't know what to say. I'm just going to keep a positive attitude and think that this is all that is necessary. So that's what I'm going to do. But once it's done, it'll be great, because that wood burning stove has been kicking in really nicely. It's kept me quite warm the last couple times that I used it. Okay, that's that. So that is going to be enough to put my theory to the test again, and just make sure that it is the chimney only and not the roof area where I put the tar, because that was the first actual fiasco is when I cut a hole in the roof here, and right in this area here is where I cut 2 different sections of roofing material. I didn't know there were a couple of sections because I forgot how much I overlapped this. And I overlapped it a good deal just so that no water would be able to come back and go under. But I didn't realize that when I put the caulking and everything around it. So as a result, I had to come back and do more tar, or do tar, because I did caulking before. But that seemed to have taken care of it, so I'm hoping that was it. So anyway, that's going to be it for that, and I'll keep moving, and now I can get to the point to do the things that I started to do when I came out here.